Hello there, Internet. MegaMogwai here, and I got another Legends of Runeterra video for you guys today. And today we have Leona in the background, which is pretty ironic, as that is what we are conquering. We're going to feature SWAIN, ladies and gentlemen. I actually don't have a name for this. Name. Let's go with that, because I have to improv, and I'm not good at that. Anyways, we are going to feature Twisted Fate, supporting SWAIN in a standard Noxus Bilge Water SWAIN control build. This is a very established deck in the meta, so the reason why I'm showcasing this deck is because I've been thinking for a bit, and even though the vast majority of the content that I upload on my channel are decks that I make myself, and I always try to stay away from the meta stuff and the popular decks and try to provide you guys with unorthodox or original strategies, I feel like it's also important for me to share these top tier meta decks and showcase why they are as popular and as good as they are. And because a lot of these meta decks, you know, most of the time, or not most of the time, but a good portion of the time, I actually really enjoy the decks. Like, I really like Twisted Fate SWAIN. In fact, it features two of my favorite champions in the entire game, and I really like this playstyle as well. But it's all over the place, and it's so popular that, you know, the edgy little wannabe within me is kind of against the idea of me playing this, right? But the reality is I should mix it up more. I feel like every few videos I should upload like a meta deck video, so you guys also have access to like a very proven deck list that can help you climb through ranked. And yeah, I feel like this is a great deck. It's just like the only, like, its only fault is being as strong as it is, really, because it's a very, very cool archetype. SWAIN with Twisted Fate support is an archetype that is comprised of powder kegs through the Dreadway deckhand and potentially the Petty Officer to synergize with cards like Make It Rain, and then big power damage dealing spells like Ravenous Flock, Death's Hand, which is a fantastic enabler for SWAIN, Noxian Fervor. And that way, with all these damaging effects, we can justify a one-off of Noxian Guillotine, and we can run a couple of Riptide Rex alongside a full set of the Leviathan. Our late game, our 8-mana plays are just super scary. Leviathan also enabling Riptide Rex at the beginning of the round being very relevant and allowing us to up the Riptide Rex count to 2, as the idea is to combine these alongside SWAIN to shut down the opponent's stun, their strongest blockers with leveled up SWAIN's form, and shut them down in that regard. We also have some really nice card draw with a full set of Salvage and a couple of Zap Sprayfin. I call him Zap Brannigan, but that's just like me and Futurama, and I got a weird, like, kind of like cartoon tick or something, because I every time like I play this guy, Zap Brannigan. Zap Brannigan helps us pick up one of our cheap spells like Death's Hand, Noxian Fervor, Make It Rain, or Ravenous Flock, while also providing us with an elusive unit with a tune that helps us push for more damage, as we have a very neat ability of spreading out here with the full set of House Spider. Alongside Petty Officer, we have basically a 2-drop and a 3-drop that's spread out in 2 different bodies, which make it really difficult for decks that lack AoE, like Avalanche, or effects like that, because if they have single target based removal, then going out really wide is what makes this deck really threatening, because we are technically a control deck, but we have the ability to spread out and apply a lot of early game pressure to many different decks, and that just really makes us very flexible and very threatening in sort of different angles, and that's why I really think this deck is as good as it is. So that's basically all I have to say about it. Twisted Fate SWAIN has been around for a while. It's a very powerful archetype, and I figured I would share some gameplay of that today in Masters Rank, as we are, you know, attempting to climb up, even though it's hard, since I do switch decks very often, and that's not the most effective thing to do when you're climbing at the very top end of Masters Rank. But we're trying to qualify for the European Runeterra tournament that will, I think I have until like October 12th to be amongst the top 3 Spanish players in the ladder. And there's a lot of competition in that regard to, like I said, qualify for the tournament. I think, you know, I could just play very specific decks again and again to focus on that, or keep doing what I'm doing, which is like sharing content on YouTube. That's always going to be my priority, but I think I can try to climb and qualify for the tournament while also showcasing, basically doing what I do. Even though I am handicapping myself in a way because, like I said, if I'm playing 2 different decks every single day and I'm not sticking to anything else, there are other players who are just grinding very specific builds and optimizing them, and they are doing a more efficient job than me at climbing through the ranks. But we're still pretty high up in there. Like we're I mean, at one point when the thing started, I was #1 regarding Spain. Now I'm in the top 10 because people are really pushing, and I will give it my best shot. But at the same time, I won't sacrifice. I'm lying, right? Because I'm not giving it my best shot because I'm playing all sorts of different builds, and I'm still prioritizing my YouTube. But I really want to be upfront about that, right? Because I get a lot of questions regarding this tournament. I do want to participate, but I have priorities, so I will try. If I qualify, that'll be sweet. If not, I will definitely be watching. So hopefully you guys enjoy this deck, and I will stop rambling. Have a solid day. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for daily Legends of Runeterra content, as I do post a new deck every single day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Alright, here we go. Leona Karma. I don't think I've ever run into this before. It seems, I don't know, it seems like a bit of a, like the ideal, I don't know, like these 2 champions I've not been the biggest fan of in the past, so seeing them together it's kind of weird because I've never actually seen this, and it feels like I should have. I don't know. Leona Karma, so I assume the Daybreak package to stall out early on, and then some good old Karma shenanigans later. Well, regardless, our game plan is very simple. We're going to start off by spreading out. House Spider. Try to apply a little bit of pressure. And we get cucked. Effective immediately.
Clad in shining sunlight.
I'm going to drop a...
Yeah,
it's fine. I'm looking at a Petty Officer powder keg setup here. But I want to... I think I want to lead off with this attack.
You cannot sway me.
Like, we'll see, because... Danny. I'm playing Petty Officer with a powder keg as I have both Make It Rain and Noxian Fervor here. And if I deal 2 damage to this, then this block goes through, so we're going with a Make It Rain here. If our opponent aims to do something, okay. That's fine. He gets the Fury boost, but I really don't want to trade Noxian Fervor with that. That was his first play, so that Pill Cascade did not draw him a card, and that's really, really neat. I'm gonna drop Zaps Rafen.
Gotta go with the flow.
Gotta go with the flow. Ooh, that's pretty neat. And I think that's a good of an opportunity as any to just hit that with Ravenous Flock. Before he can draw into like Guiding Touch, amongst other things that can heal him there. We knocked that out, and SWAIN is close to leveling up here. Alright, Doggo is in there. We are getting closer and closer. 6 mana, what could we do with that? I feel like I want to go with an open attack here. I'm not sure though, because I could drop the Arachnoid Sentry to push, but I'd rather preserve this for later, I think. I want to preserve Noxian Fervor as well. I mean, Leviathan can enable Rex here. So my next turn is going to be that. I could just try to go a little bit wide here. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spread out. Alright, it kind of stops us on our tracks there. No reason to attack with anything else here. He's gonna hit him with the elusive. Maybe I should have open attack there, honestly. That salvage is pretty neat though, because right now I'm pretty set on the board.
We'll follow you to the edge of daybreak.
I'm gonna pass here, pass over initiative if he has anything else to do, and now I'm gonna go for the Death's Hand onto this. We're gonna threaten one of the bodies there so we can lead off with an open attack. We're willing to just sacrifice here as we got SWAIN level up. Okay.
Spilled paint is just accidental art.
Interesting.
The serpent rises, poised to strike.
Alright, that's a good trade. I'm gonna preserve this mana. There's your boy.
Double tap for the next kill.
I'm gonna go for an open attack here.
Hold still.
Any ounce of damage that I can get on him is worth. Play Leviathan. As we weaken his board, if
Our sun will not set today.
if our Leviathan sticks forward next turn, we're going to enable the Riptide Rex.
Behold the divine power of the sun.
I haven't taken that much damage, but I need to be wary here.
Chosen of the sun.
Her light rules the heavens.
Because Riptide Rex could be really good here, but I'd rather, I believe I would rather play SWAIN. Especially considering I have double SWAIN now, and I can deal with one of these. But I want to lead off by dropping an Arachnoid Sentry, I believe. Yeah, definitely. Getting rid of one of his attackers, also threatening this one with my Arachnoid Sentry here as a blocker, which okay. I'm gonna go for an Noxian Fervor here. Alright.
A blade forged with blessed sunlight.
By my hand.
With Nox's Rise. I think I revealed the wrong one.
Rock march.
Stand and fight.
He could have another Guiding Touch here. Or Uphill Cascade. You know, both of those are fine. We are at war. We're going in. He could have Hush. Could have Hush.
Power before our might. Gaze into the light.
take that hit. I like the idea of just dropping your boy Rex. To be honest, I probably should have played the Leviathan. Because I am vulnerable to a Karma just going crazy here. Yeah.
The answer lies within. We'll bring peace to Ionia.
Order, sir! Bring forth our army.
I would have been better off playing the Leviathan. I think that was a big mistake. I just got carried away. I'm like, I'm gonna take down Leona, and I kind of forgot what I was running into here. All right, double star shaping really puts him back into it. We would have forced that out of him as well. Like, we definitely should have dropped the Leviathan here. That was a massive mistake. We do have a shitload of Ravenous Flocks though to take down Karma. Boom, boom, boom. So two of the cards in his hand are okay. Well, those are all Celestial cards, so these are all useless. Like, he has like a handful of cards here that work out. Oh my fucking god, dude! This hush bullshit, man. Like this hush just taking away the stun is so, the card is so dumb, man. Oh my god. Like, frostbite stuns, none of that matters anymore. They can just get hushed away. Okay, so I will definitely take that. At least, you know, he had to hush his own unit there, right? As long as we have the Leviathan, we still shut him down. Even though we don't technically get lethal on him, the moment we go for Make It Rain, we kill him. So he obviously must have something like a... I mean, he has the ability to have an Obliterate here. He would like to play a Celestial card, right? But he could have a Deny. Oh, that's not good. Oh, no, you're dead.
By my hand.
Noxus Rise.
Grand General.
Rogue if you won't, run if you don't.
I may as well get the most damage out of this. I'm going for lethal anyways. All right, there we go. Hindsight, though, it's important.
History will remember us.
I will remember. Like I said, hindsight is important here. I think in that last turn in which I dropped Riptide Rex, I got a little bit trigger happy. What I should have done is definitely develop another Leviathan, especially considering we wanted to punish. Like, he only had 5 mana, right? So he couldn't deal with it at that point, and that could really help us work for lethal there, right? So also, like, you could say there is an argument for like using Nox and Fervor on my first Leviathan. Like, you know, that made it vulnerable to getting blocked like that. I'm not sure if that was a bad play or not, but I definitely could have played that a little bit more cleanly in the late game. Regardless, just really shows how strong this deck really is, English, and how we have the ability to apply pressure. And, you know, even though we have the makings of a bit of a control strategy, we have really early aggression with the likes of House Spider, right? And Petty Officer, which is just nuts. This deck really highlights some of the broken aspects of Bilgewater right now. And yeah, I definitely think it's, if you want to have a powerful deck that you know it's going to get nerfed soon, play this one for sure. Alright, some ramp. We gotta apply pressure. Because we're facing a variant of, with Shadow Owls though, Ruination and likes of Vengeance or something we gotta keep in mind. I'm gonna keep the House Spider. I like the Arachnoid Sentry as well. I'm gonna drop the Dreadweight Deckhand. I like this curve because I can float 1 mana that can turn into a Ravenous Flock, and Arachnoid Sentry can allow me to knock out a Warding Stones on curve potentially, as we can use Zap Sprayfin to search for stuff as well. So Ravenous Flock makes this kind of like opening hand close to ideal. Expect the pass here, yep. That's interesting. They're thinking about like Vile Feasty maybe, I don't know. When you face these sort of ramp decks, you definitely expect the first couple of turns for them to not do anything, because they want to set up a Catalyst of Aeons on turn 3, right? Which is why we are not going to immediately attack, because if they want to burn all this mana, then we will have a superior board state here that we can build on later down the line, right? Yeah, they want to either develop the Warding Stones or that. So here, what I want to do, I would like to... Honestly, I'm just going to stun here. If I had Ravenous Flock, this would be perfect. But I don't. Regardless, I still want to use this stun to just push damage. This does make us vulnerable to an avalanche, but that's actually fine, since we can respond with make it a Death's Hand here. Huh! Hilarious. We have no real way. I think Twist of Fate may be the play here.
Deal me in.
I'm gonna play Twist of Fate with a blue card. I'm gonna draw.
Soak it in.
So get in. Alright. We're vulnerable to an avalanche, really. There's no way around that. Like, it hits us hard. So what I do my next turn, I'm not exactly sure, because ideally, in a world without avalanche, I would just drop Zap Sprayfin here. But that is not the case. So I want to lead off with an open attack, I believe. This makes the most sense. Keeping Twisted Fate in the back to always threaten the level up. Because the moment he uses this as a blocker, I will develop SWAIN into a Ravenous Flock onto it to slow down his ramp. Or basically deny it. Okay, he's committing. We may see Withering Wail and other stuff. Like Withering Wail and Vile Feast. That's... yeah, or Unspeakable Horror. What the hell was that combat? They just got out of each other's lanes. What the fuck? Alright, so we have several options here. We could just like start actually making it rain. Because I would like to preserve my SWAIN. I mean, developing SWAIN now can be pretty neat. We definitely want to knock this out. We could just Death's Hand though. I'm just trying to think. Troll Chant counters Death's Hand really well. Yeah, Troll Chant counters this really well, so I want to do this. Nox's Rise. This guarantees us being able to knock that out, regardless of what they have. Because, you know, even with Troll Chant, yeah, we could do this and they'll make it rain, but I really don't want to be throwing all my spells like that. Especially considering I can combine these effects with powder kegs instead and empower them. Like I don't want to just dump all these, so I'm gonna develop SWAIN and get another SWAIN back into my deck as we draw Leviathan, which is nice. We could see a Vengeance here. Okay, goodbye, Twist of Fate. I'll miss you. Avalanche could still be a thing. I'm gonna develop you.
Gotta go with the flow.
Gotta get with the flow.
Mother Moon veil.
Okay, so we got that from Unspeakable Horror. Next turn we're at 7 mana, so we don't have to worry about the level up just yet. I think for now I want to stay put.
For truth.
Every ounce of damage matters. Plus this make it rain.
Why are you here?
It's pretty tempting after this.
Too slow.
And boom.
Keep up, keep up.
So the combination of make it rain. Alright. Now we're going for the Death's Hand.
Merely pawn in a greater
Yes. Bit delayed there. All right, we got the timing right. Because I wanted to set up the. I wanted to basically set up the kill on that, so I get the stun effect as I go for the Death's Hand to deal damage, and then the one ping will trigger the stun here.
Leave them nothing.
As we get a hit here, and we break them. Woo! Woo! Beautiful, beautiful. We baited the hell out of him. We baited the fuck out of him. All right, out of ruination range. Very, very key. I love this Leviathan turn because they have to vengeance Swain at this point. Even though they could Ice Pillar into Tryndamere. That's worrisome. Not much I can do about that. I'm gonna drop the. I mean, if I play the Leviathan here, he plays Ice Pillar into Tryndamere. He technically trades with the Leviathan, which puts us in a bit of a predicament here. Fuck.
Prepare the cargo! There is no excess when victory is at stake.
Pillar into Tryndamere is very likely here. I will lose the Leviathan, and I will level up Tryndamere. But at least I will not take any damage. Or just vengeance. Alright, that's better.
We're going under!
Bam, 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 bam. We have a Swain there, anyways.
Packed him good.
I smell a fight!
Ba-da-da-dum. For 2 mana. Still up the House Fighter here. Which will stun him. Let's go for the Death's Hand.
Merely pawn in a greater game. We are at war. I will.
Nice. Dun, 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 dun. We're gonna Ravenous Flock this, so he can't. My Swain doesn't have vulnerable. He's down to 1, and we top deck a Noxian Fervor. But obviously, we have to be very wary. The moment he taps out for a War Mother's Call, it's over. This is an excellent draw, naturally, but we need to be patient.
Hail Striders.
Okay.
These are dark omens.
No need to be patient anymore. Even if he has Vile Feast, that's a wrap. Got it. Oh, man.
We have done what is needed.
I wonder if I did it. I could have misplayed that. Like I don't know if I did anything wrong that made me miss out on damage, because the fact that I left him at 1 off lethal, maybe I could have done something differently. But I think I played that alright for the most part, and just really was able to shut him down and apply pressure with Swain. Swain is such a cool champion to play, man. That's one of the things about this deck, right? Like, it's one of the top tier meta decks, right? It has been for a while. It's just a phenomenal deck. You're going to see this a lot in ladder. You're going to see this in tournament. It's not really that popular right now because people are playing other stuff, but it's always like a really solid option. And honestly, it's just a great deck, and it's a really cool one at that. Just because a deck is popular doesn't mean, like, that's one of the things that I struggle sometimes when I cover card games, right? People get tired very quickly of certain decks just because they are very prevalent. And, you know, I like building my decks, and I like playing new decks on a regular basis, right? That's what I founded my channel on. But I also like playing certain builds that are just very, honestly, very compelling, interesting, fun to play, and strong as well. And just because a deck is strong, it shouldn't be punished, right? And I don't know, I feel like Twisted Fate and Swain is an archetype that's always been really fucking cool, and just because it's good, it gets some hate here and there, you know, just because it's a meta deck. I really enjoy myself playing this, and I honestly, like, I feel like I should play these kind of decks a little bit more. But yeah, that's a bit of a ramble that I went on there. So yeah, let's go to game 3. Oh boy, here we go. Mirror match. Just after my speech, we get a mirror. Alright. Keeping Petty Officer with Naked Rain is going to be very, very... honestly, like, I like this entire hand. I like the best hand as well. I like the Naked Rain with Petty Officer Keg support because it allows us to clear spread out board states that are very likely to happen, as we could very easily see House Spider here. Yeah. We're gonna take a chill. I don't know what he's pondering. Maybe he's thinking about a reason as to why he should not attack here, but yeah, there ain't such a thing. You always attack there. I could develop Petty Officer with a 1-drop, but I like threatening my opponent with the Keg.
You'll fight or you'll swim.
The Keg makes him nervous. Even though double Naked Rain could really punish this, now we're gonna build up our mana so that we can react, right? So we have a total of 7 mana here, and that's pretty interesting. Like, I could play Twisted Fate, but why not just play Naked Rain? I have mana open. And this allows me to...
All hands on deck.
Okay. I could just play Twisted Fate to knock out the 3-2 here. Considering how unbelievably unlikely it is that he's going to level up, I may as well just get some natural value out of him.
Oh, do you want to get back to work?
Never lost a fair game.
We're playing
Played
one.
one. Hold it, partner.
Remember my words.
You barnacle!
Be brave.
Lady Luck is smiling.
Keep up, keep up.
Alright.
Gotta go with the flow.
He's burning 1 mana as we're not. We're playing more mana efficient here. He has a total of...
Nothing left when I'm done.
Okay, that's definitely spooky. Twist of Fate could be a thing here. I don't want to play House Spider because the deck just plays into a Twist of Fate, and I don't really want to... I'm not really about that life.
Gotta trust your instincts. I'm always up for a round or two.
Make It Rain has a relatively strong chance to miss the mark. Unfortunately, I'd rather preserve it with Petty Officer here. I think I have to resort to Death's Hand.
Something for all.
I'm at 9. His swing is at 7. All right, let's drop you.
Let's do this.
Completely block his attack with Spider here.
This'll send him running.
Alright, there's a Leviathan. We need to set up a strong turn here. I think I definitely want to develop you.
Store the rations! Shackle the prisoners!
Like a fish in water. Through the coral. Why are you here?
I get to trade with one of their Zap Brannigans. Zap Brannigans. Zap's free. He just Zap Brannigan in my eyes. I would love to Make It Rain here. Because even if he does happen to counter my Powder Keg with like a Make It Rain of his own, you know, we have Ravenous Flocks here. And being able to clear those 2 units with just 2 mana is great. It's fine. We are at 8 mana, ladies and gentlemen, which means we are looking...
Find me a flea-ridden lump!
He could have a Riptide Rex. Riptide Rex is pretty damn concerning. But he needs a Make It Rain and a Riptide Rex here. I don't want to give it to him.
I'll blow up to pieces!
Should I attack here? Open attack or... He's obviously like, we're both in the same situation here. Like, we both don't want to commit early on. If I play Leviathan, my opponent can just develop a Riptide Rex and just kill me. I can't do that on his turn, basically.
Packed him good.
But I can go for a Dreadweight Deckhand while still having mana enabled for my airdrops, so I can apply pressure with this. I can force him to react.
All hands on deck!
I mean, that's huge. That's actually huge. The fact that that's massive.
Got a surprise for him.
You picked the losing
Like, the
side.
fact that he's under 8 right here is a massive deal.
Destination in sight.
Because that means I get to drop this and I don't have to worry about a Riptide Rex. He could have like that combined with like double Ravenous Flock. All right.
Who goes there?
I've whipped up something special.
Prepare the cargo!
I gotta drop another Leviathan here. We took a big hit.
Never lost a fair game. Who says I don't share?
I mean, how many more Ravenous Flocks can he have? Okay.
We're going under!
All right. Unfortunately, we don't really have good enablers here.
Fear the power you do not see.
I have too many Ravenous Flocks. He's up to 5. We're so low here.
Vision to see what others cannot. After the battle was raging,
God damn, dude.
you dare oppose Noxus.
We drew too many of these. Okay. I definitely think I was a little bit too. I mean, I don't think I misplayed this though. Like I think we were legitimately in a stalemate here. But the fact that I actually cannot like enable anything right now, it's kind of insane. Like I drew all of these together now, and I don't have. Okay, that's more like it.
Deal me in. I'm a people person.
Bleed for Noxus.
Still no way to enable the Riptide Rex, unfortunately. Okay, so that means he has a Ravenous Flock in hand.
We are at war.
I'm gonna force the trade with this. As he does, like I knew he had that.
My legacy.
Now I can Nox and guillotine you.
Come out. Glory, courage, excuses for war.
I need a Death's Hand or something.
Who goes there?
It's not gonna do it, GG. We can Ravenous Flock here. We can block here, but we can't take that hit. So, good game. Good game. Like I said, I think I could have played this a little bit better. But at the same time, we just got into a stalemate, and we had a lot of these, and I guess I threw away some enablers as well. I was kind of like stuck. I was in a stalemate because I was really expecting my opponent to have a Riptide Rex. I read wrong. Like, because of his passive play, I thought he was waiting for that, but I misinterpreted, and I lost because of it. If I would have been more aggressive, if I would have developed my units earlier, maybe I would have had a better chance. But because of the way he was playing, I legitimately thought he had a very similar hand to mine, and in that case, whoever commits first becomes really vulnerable, because if I drop a Leviathan, and my opponent just unloads, every time he was enabling Plunder too, so he had Riptide Rex enabled, so I don't feel like it was a bad play on my part, you know, hindsight is 20/20, right? I think, yeah, I stand by how I played. I just read his hand wrong, and it didn't work out for me, but you know, it was a bit of a tricky mirror because of that. Because, you know, whoever develops their big, you know, late game card first, just gets it blown away. And I couldn't afford to have a Riptide Rex on top of that, which I would not be able to stop afterwards. So, yeah, GG. It is what it is. Alright, I guess Santa Claus is our final boss. Let's kill Christmas, shall we? Let's drop the Riptide Rex. Again, for this matchup, I do like the Arachnoid Sentry in case I draw into a Ravenous Flock, and I do like Zap Sprayfin as well. Gives me some offensive pressure while also replacing himself in my hand, which is pretty neat. I also like seeing the House Spider there. I don't mind, you know, carrying over the turn 1 spell. I mean, I don't have any turn 1 plays anyways, but that's the beauty of it, right? Like, now Ravenous Flock is enabled, and we still represent 3 damage on board by turn 2. Which is very nice. But here we're going to take the same approach as before. We're going to pass. We're going to make our opponent float all this mana. And if they want to burn this mana, fine. If they want to develop a Wording Stones, then we get to stun it. Or, of course, they go for the Catalyst of Aeons. Now, this is a very, very interesting position to be in. I think I'm going to develop the Arachnoid Sentry just on its own, because I want to deal 6 damage. 6 damage goes a long way. And yeah, Avalanche may be a thing, but they could also just want to play Trundle, and that makes our spread out state even more threatening. Suspicious. Definitely not going to play Zap Sprayfin in this condition. Because I can't play a Zap Sprayfin into a potential Avalanche. That would just blow me back. So I'm going to go for an open attack instead. Drop him down to 8. Those numbers are very, very low. Especially considering you're not Targon, buddy. It's funny because normally Shadow Owls is like the best faction at healing. And now I'm telling a Shadow Owls deck, you're not the best at healing. That's just weird to me. That's just really weird to me. The threat of Avalanche still exists. I'm gonna go for a Make It Rain, just because I want to pass over initiative, and I also want to benefit from my Attune from Zap. So by doing this, I leave this at range for Ravenous Flock potentially. I can develop you, and because of the Attune, I still am not burning mana, and I get that Ravenous Flock for you. Even though we'll see what happens here, because if he does go for an Avalanche, okay, that's fine. It's important to note that we are not facing Targons, so Guiding Touch is not a thing, which means this Ravenous Flock is pretty damn safe, because the only answer my opponent could have is a Troll Chant, which we can attempt to counter with a Make It Rain, right? Because that would add up the damage anyways, because Ravenous Flock is a very powerful removal spell, believe it or not. Pretty strong. It's pretty strong. I like that Gnostic Guillotine as well. That gives me options, especially with Make It Rain here. And I really love, like, the way this curve is turning out, because I can really justify a zap play here. Fascinating story, bro. Okay, so this is still a threatening situation, though. I think I want to enable the Nox and Guillotine first. Especially because I can still zap into Nox and Guillotine potentially. But what I don't want to do is I don't want to play into an Avalanche. I still don't want to play Zaps Rafen. At this point, I'm more like, I think it's more likely that he has like a Withering Wail than an Avalanche. But I don't want to overcommit. Especially when I'm so close to getting him, but I don't want to just get board wiped and punished. I need to have the Noxian Fervor available to me. That's huge. Oh, Santa Claus. The heat is coming. I'm gonna go with this. Definitely can expect Withering Wail. Whatever the answers are. Okay, that's actually fine. Drop him down to 6.
Gotta go with the flow.
I'm gonna sacrifice the Attune here. Just to set it up right. I like this Noxian Fervor. Double Noxian Fervor here. I could technically go for lethal, but that would be foolish right now because he still has 6 mana open and he is playing Shadow Isles. But that does make me want to Noxian Fervor with you. Scout out here. Because my opponent has a Grasp of the Undying, I can double chain these Noxian Fervors. I have to target these Zap Spraven. Yeah. Because these two are vulnerable to Vile Feast and our opponent is holding up mana for that reason. We level up SWAIN here, which is always relevant. He's down to 3, so he's in the red here. I mean, now that we are out of range of Ruination, we definitely play the Leviathan, even though Vengeance could happen here. But at least we're generating some good value. Okay, that's huge. That's huge. For 5 mana, I can't do anything to the Leviathan. Oh, but he can just silence me for 1 mana. Okay, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. This card is like the fact that this card like it's like it makes Purify look so bad because they don't have to run this card. And the fact that a fucking non-target deck pulled this out is annoying. I'm not gonna lie, that's annoying. That is very, very annoying. I need to find an opening here. Right now, my mana, like I'm 2 mana efficient. Okay. For 8 mana, it can still Vengeance me.
A conquest for Empire.
But I will still do this. Wow. Okay. We're in business. I repeat, we are in business. Strike you. Attack with you. Leviathan, do we keep you in the back? I mean, Grasp of the Undying is what I'm concerned about here. Otherwise, he needs like something to hard kill that. So I think if I'm gonna keep you in the back, I may as well use you to damage you.
Stand and defend.
Defiance is our way.
As long as I clear bodies, that's fine.
A
like that salvage as well. Our opponent knows of our 2 Swains in hand, but right now we're generating card advantage over them, and the moment they commit to a War Mother's Call, they're screwed. So we got to keep riding that. When I'll go for the card draw, I'm not sure, because it is like 4 mana is a lot of tempo that I'm sacrificing, right? And in this kind of situation, I want to be ruthless. Like I want to make sure that every ounce of mana they pay, they will end up actually paying a price for. English. Let's see what he does. There's the vengeance. There's the vengeance. I'm thinking about whether it's important for us to go for salvage or not. If I play Swain with Death's Hand, I have a total of 11 mana, which means I can Petty Officer into this as well. But the ideal situation would be to combine Death's Hand with Ravenous Flock and go for an open attack next turn. That could be my best bet for now, so I can always draw later.
We're going under!
Which means we're going you.
Empire above all! By my hand.
Well, Noxus Rise.
Burn General!
I'm going for the Death's Hand onto the Avarice and Hearthguard to remove the only blocker that can, you know, the only blocker who's not terrified of Swain here. And what do we do with threats? We eliminate them. You're too brave, brother. Too brave for your own good. Now, we got a little pillar and a spider who are terrified of this man. We need an immediate reaction. Vengeance, basically. That does not cut it, man. GG. Bleed.
I will break them.
Ha ha ha.
My conflicts end only one way.
Victory. Except when it's a mirror match. Then it's up for grabs. Daddy Swain getting us to climb a little bit in today's session. We ended up going 3-1. I think, like I said, I definitely think I could have played the mirror match better. I researched stalemates like I mentioned prior, and you know, again, I don't want to jump too much on the hindsight train. Like it's very easy to look back and be like, okay, well, yeah, he ended up having this and that, but I didn't know what he had in hand, right? Regardless, I do feel like I definitely could have played it better. So I'll look back into that and I'll try to improve. As always, I really like this deck. I didn't even name it anything. Well, you know, it's just meta. But it features some of my favorite champions, and I just don't really play it enough, and it's just a very strong, solid deck to use to climb. So if you're looking for something of this nature to climb ranked with, I highly recommend this build, and let me know if you guys like, because, you know, the decks that I show, I always make sure they're competitive, right? But sometimes I think about, like, how I should be mixing it up a little bit more, you know, like every now and then, like maybe every 4 or 5 videos I can showcase a meta deck and put it to work. And I think you guys will be fine with that, because, you know, even though the only thing, like, this deck is really fucking dope and much cooler than a lot of the unorthodox decks that I build. It's just that it's really strong, and that's kind of like its problem, right? It's too popular, you know. It's not edgy, fortunately, but we can stop being edgy every now and then here. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Have a soul day. I'll see you tomorrow.